And Daisy,
Daisy, are
before
you
she
there?
speaks, I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna ask that everyone, if you can, kind of keep your comments down a little bit, since he only has 20 minutes left, and we only scheduled him for 2 hours, and so he's extending himself 10 minutes over. So if you guys can be gracious with what you're saying, to just keep it quick, and so we can get through the queue. Thank you so much.
Is it Dicey? Yes, go ahead, Dicey.
You're in a
Okay, yeah,
matrix right now.
right. We're gonna come back to you, Dicey. We're gonna go ahead and go to Brandon.
Peace and hello, peace and blessings to the room. Thank you, Dr. Latoya, for pinging me in and bringing me up. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if it sounded like I wasn't
Yes, you're
coming up.
fine.
Yes, yeah, we
Go
can hear
ahead.
you fine.
Okay. Peace and blessings again to everyone. Brother Floyd, Mrs. Floyd, it's an honor. I'm actually here in Houston, Texas. Um, so we're definitely with you. I just wanted to say, because I heard earlier about what can we do to help from our fellow Anglo-Saxon and Caucasian brothers and sisters. Um, I want to reference Jane Elliott, great woman who's been doing work for years.
I was waiting on
Re-
somebody to mention Jane Elliott, so I didn't have to do it myself. Thank you, Brandon.
Amen. Yes, Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott. I recommend researching Jane Elliott because her motto is, and we should all know this, is only one race, which is the human race. But I just wanted to add, because I know time, that you know individuals who go out and commit these acts of horror and murder and crime, or even amongst one another, are absent from God. And anything absent from God doesn't have love. But if you can teach your children right now to love, no matter the skin color or the ethnicity or where someone comes from, teach them to love human beings for who they are, and what they do in this world, just to love, period. And we will continue to have a better race for all, one race, human race. Peace and blessings to all.
Amen.
Thank you, and I stand in support with you. We are one.
Thank you. Is it Emina? Um,
Oh, it's Amina.
Amina. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
And thank you for having this room and bringing attention to a very, very serious issue in the United States. I'm originally from a different nation, in the former Yugoslavia. There was a genocide that was committed against the Bosnian Muslims. So, seeing what has happened to the Native Americans and the African Americans here in the United States, it's just kind of unfathomable. And I just can't believe that is actually happening in the United States or in a developed country. But what I really wanted to say is that I'm really proud to have seen the passing of the George Floyd Justice and the Policing Act by the House a couple of weeks ago, because it seems as if it's a good step toward justice. It's not perfect, but it's a direction in uh, um, the way of justice, and this is the best way to respond to injustices is with bills and policies that will hold police officers accountable and allow us to keep moving forward.
Agreed. Thank you for that. Robert?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. I'm outside and the wind's blowing. Can you hear me okay?
It's a little low, but we can hear you.
Okay. So, I'm American Indian and I live in Olympia, Washington. And the young girl that's on my profile page, she's a Black American and American Indian. She's my grandchild. And I own a gallery that's in downtown Olympia, and all the businesses were boarded up. And I asked for permission to do a mural to honor George Floyd and other victims of police violence. And one of the people I was able to put on there also was Wayne Reyes, who was, I believe, he was killed killed by the same policeman that killed George Floyd. And while doing this, people would come to the mural and pray, and my grandbaby was actually praying on the, doing her part and adding to the memory of these past relatives. And I felt that it was
I can't hear.
it was significant for her to be able to participate in that manner, but also just want to see if the George Floyd family and the Wayne Reyes family was able to connect with each other and hold each other up. And I'm done speaking.
Thank you.
So we have Lou next, and then we have Mike. Philonis, how much time do you have left, brother? I don't want you to stay over.
He's like 10
I'll keep.
minutes.
Just keep asking the questions, and I'm gonna just keep answering what I can. And the time that I have, I'm gonna try to extend it because I'm waiting right now in a waiting room, but I'm gonna try to talk to you all as long as I can.
My brother. Well,
Okay.
what we'll do to respect and honor the time you've granted unto us, brother, I'm gonna make sure we don't hold you for no longer than about 7 minutes, just as a thank you for your already gracious extension of time for us. So we'll have Lou, Michael, and we'll actually we'll go Lou, Michael, Olivia, and hopefully we'll get to everybody currently on stage, but we won't let anyone else on stage now.
And before Dr. Julio, I'm sorry. If is it okay if I just say, you guys, he put the information in his bio. So if you can go to his bio really quick and just please, whatever you can do, whether it's a nice thoughtful card or money donations, please consider that. It's in his bio. Thank you.
Okay, Lou, are you there for us?
Yes, I'm here and I'm going to keep it very, very short. I came into this room because I wanted to use this opportunity to say what I would have said on the day of this horrible act. I lost my brother last year, so I can only imagine how you feel based on how you lost your brother. And I can honestly say, in the moment that it happened, I was freaking furious. I was just, my whole spirit was just split in two. But in the hours to come, in the days to come, in the weeks to come, to see how the world decided that, you know what? So what they've been saying is true. And I hate that it took your brother to be that example, but I lift him up every day because he was that example. And for him to be the one, I guess I can say it's kind of like, and this is going to be real deep and it might be over the top for some people, but for me, it was kind of like the moment when Jesus was crucified and then he rose again, and like people didn't believe and people didn't understand and they didn't know and they weren't paying attention to what was going on
Bring it
before
out,
that
Lou.
happened. And it's like he was pretty much crucified. And then the world, when we rose him up again to say, look, this is what happened to this man, then the world started to believe that the Black community is being tortured. The Black community is having struggles. The Black community is not being valued. The Black community is not this. And your brother did that for the world. So that I was just moved with that. And I just appreciate you being in this space. And I'm so happy for Clubhouse, because otherwise I wouldn't have never been able to even speak to you in this manner. And I thank you for allowing us to have your time. And I will cherish this moment to just be able to speak to you and your family in this space, just to be able to say that I love you, brother. I love your wife. I love your whole family, because your family is the reason why the world is changing. So thank you.
Okay, so we have.
Thank you. I have there was a question I think we overlooked really quick, that I wanted to ask Felonius before he left. And it was because I keep getting DM'd about it, is if what would Felonius say to the Black boys to stay encouraged while we are yet still living in such an oppressive and murderous system?
To be encouraged, I need them to always believe in themselves and speak whatever they're thinking about. Just speak it into existence, because As long as you're educated, they can't take that away from you. Being aware and understanding what's going on in this world and passing different laws, that is the key when you are coming up in America now. You have to be educated on what's going on. So we can tell all of these young, especially the young African American children, that their life, it matters. No matter what nobody tells them, their life, it matters. And don't ever let somebody tell you what you can't do, because it been years. People said, "I want to be like Mike." People said, "You can't be like Michael Jordan. You're not a good basketball player. You
Bring it
can't
out
do
now.
this. You can't do that." But I can tell you this: when you go get your education and you go off to school, I don't care where you go to, Harvard or anything like that. Michael Jordan looks at you because you are the one that's taking care of what he needs done. He needs people like you. We need people like you around. We
Come
need
on.
more Ben Crumps around. We need more black police officers around. We need to be able to walk in the community with people that look like us. Because the people who don't look like us, they tend to have more fear about what we have going on. So, like I said once before, you have good officers, you have bad ones. You shouldn't have to sort none of them out. Everybody should stand as one. Everybody should have that conversation with any child. When you're an officer, you should be able to walk up to somebody's child and talk to them and let them be comfortable, because that's what my brother would do, because he was so big. He will walk in a room. I don't care if it was 100 people in there. He'll walk and greet everybody one by one. And I asked him, "Why do you do that everywhere that we go?" He said, "Look at me. Look at my size. People feel me when they see me. That's why I greet people when I go places, to let them know that I'm okay. I'm not going to harm you. I'm here to have fun with you, talk to you, and we can educate each other on different things, because I don't care who you are. You never know anything and everything. You'll always have chances to learn something from someone."
Amen, my brother. Amen.
Amen.
So we have Michael, Olivia, and then my good friend Naika Parks.
And please keep it to at least 1 minute or under 1 minute. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you. I just want to keep it brief. Just tell a quick story. It's an honor to share space with everybody. And I started talking about sports in my podcast, and then when George was killed, it changed everything for me as a white man, white Jewish man. And just a quick story. I hopefully educated a lot of white people in what we do. We talk a lot about institutional racism and white privilege. But my daughter, one day, out of nowhere, I was in the middle of doing a podcast, and I walk outside, and she's drawing a picture of George and said Black Lives Matter. So it was real emotional for me to see that, and that's where it starts, at home. And we got to just change the next generation to have a greater level of sensitivity and inclusion. And much love to everybody, and doing our part to, trying to change the narrative in this country once and for all. So my name's Mike, and I'm finished speaking. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank
Olivia.
you, man.
Uh, Thank you so much. It's all been said before. I don't need to say it again. But as a Floyd family, all I could see was your quiet dignity through the whole process, especially in the early hours of your finding out that you had lost a loved one. And so, thank you very much for giving the time. Two questions I wanted to ask. Having been in the room that Portia described with other Black families who've lost loved ones under those kind of horrific circumstances, I would love to know, in those first few hours when the Black community gather around you, they call you, they say, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether whoever, I'd love to know what the one thing that struck me from their story was how overwhelming that all was in the first few hours and then days and then months. And so I'd love to understand from you whether or not you felt that connection and support from the Black community, or whether you felt overwhelmed and just wanted time and space. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, Felonious, you talked about uh, the police. And I'd love to know what your opinion is on the whole conversation around defunding the police. Thank you very much. I'm done speaking.
To be have the knowledge and be educated on when you come to someone, you need to know how to have a conversation. That's the key. You don't need the first thing you do. You don't go and show how much authority you have. You don't need to grab people, throw them down. All of that is not necessary because just like we're having a conversation, they can have the same conversation too. And could you ask that first question again? Because I'm driving at the same time while I'm talking to you all.
She was moved to the audience, but her first question was, how did you feel in the initial, I guess, hours after you found out about George's death? I guess other family members of other victims of police brutality have said there was an overwhelming support from the Black community. So in the hours and the days and the weeks, was it welcomed? Was it overwhelming? At times, like, did you just want to have time to yourself and you felt like you couldn't because of the support, or were you glad to see all of the support?
I was happy to see the support. Like I was saying earlier, it's the emotional roller coaster. Uh, this is something that I could never come from. My brother, I'll never be able to get him back. 27 million reasons is not any reason at all. My brother should be here. He should be taught. He should be able to have a conversation with you all. I'm tired of what's going on, what's happening. I believe that if we stick together like we're doing right now, I think that we can implement a lot of different things across America. America needs people like us. We need the healing right now. Our nation needs the healing right now, and our family getting the support from all these other individuals. That is the healing that we needed. So the community, I'm enjoying what they're doing with us. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Naika, do you have?
Can I ask you a question? Right now it's telling me somebody has a room that they ping me in. Are you all doing that?
That is not
No,
from
that's
me.
not.
That is probably from someone else.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Um,
I'm just
So
dismiss that.
normally when you follow people and they follow you back, they can kind of ping you in rooms that they have open. Just be aware that. For those that don't know, Felonius is new to Clubhouse, but we do hope to hear from him again in the future. So yeah, that's what the ping means, that they're kind of pinging you in the room that they have open.
Yeah, but you can ignore it or just hit the dismiss if you
yeah.
don't want to
So,
go in.
Right.
Okay.
Nike.
In the respective time, I also want to just send my condolences to you and your wife and the Floyd family. But I wanted to ask a question that relates to managing the expectations for the upcoming trial for the officers. I just wondered, were there any implications related to the pandemic that you are having to consider? I know across the country, courts are being closed or hearings are being held via Zoom and other online platforms. I just wondered if you anticipate the trial or the court proceedings looking different for your brother in your brother's case in light of the pandemic.
Yeah, due to COVID issues, it's a lot of different things that we all had to go through. Some people we couldn't even go eat at certain places, but with this case going on, they only want one family member inside the courtroom, and
Wow.
it's like that. That's what you don't have nobody to lean on. You have to just sit there and you have to look because if you burst out into tears or anything like that, do they even want you to be there? That's the problem because you're stopping everything. So, um, it's like we all gonna take it day by day. Somebody's gonna go in there different times of the day, and uh, all I can tell you is, like I said before, we're stronger in numbers, and that's the way my family is. We bond together. We do everything together. So um, we're gonna make sure whoever's going in there that particular day that they are that they would know that, hey, you have to be strong. And you all know that I would cry in a heartbeat because I get to thinking about my brother and the pain that I have inside of me. I have to go ahead and turn it into purpose. So I'm gonna do everything I can, even if I have to be in there by myself. I will stand in there, and anytime that they ask me to do anything, I'm going to do it.
Amen, my brother.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Natalie, Miss Randall, you have a question? Keep it to uh, a, minute, a question or
30 seconds.
comment to a minute at max.
Yes, I will keep this short. Thank you so much for being up here. I just wanted to let you know how much your brother has been an inspiration to me, specifically with everything that happened, the uprising. I personally was, as a Black woman, just scared to go to protest, scared to do anything, scared to stand up for myself. I get emotional even talking about this, but it was Ahmaud Arbery and your brother, especially your brother, that now has put me on the streets almost every other day. I am now creating a documentary about normalizing Black runners, and I ran a 50-mile race on November 1st, 2020, where I dedicated each mile to somebody who lost their life to police brutality, and your brother was mile number 2. And then on June 19th, 2021, which is this year, I'm running 100 miles, and I'm dedicating again mile number 2 to your brother. And I just can't explain to you, your brother literally changed my life to the point where I'm so sorry. I will never be the same. And I thank you for that. And I know it's so hard that it happened like this, but I just know that I wouldn't be who I am now without this uprising. I'm so thankful that I've been able to change and see the light. And, now I can raise this awareness. My mother lost her life to COVID in December, and she's the reason why I even pushed for this, because after George passed away, my mom was like, you have to change it. You have to do this. And if it wasn't for her, and if it wasn't for your brother, I wouldn't be making this documentary that'll be released at the end of the year. I was able to raise $15,000 to do this from the people, and donate to Black Girls Run, do all of this. So I just want to thank you, because my life is now completely different and will always be changed because of your brother. And I just want you to always know that. And I will be personally donating to your organization through the email, and I will reach out to you because I want to personally send you the money. You use it any way you want. I don't care what you do with it, because I understand the pain. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that. And
Thank, thank you so much. Uh, I'm just happy to have people that's willing to stand out and use their voice, because your voice, if you don't use your voice, I don't care where you're at. It's just like going to a family reunion. If you don't show up and vote on what you want to eat, what kind of shirt you want to wear, I guarantee when you get there, I don't want you to complain. Say, hey, we having this again? I had this last year. We voted on it. You wasn't there. So the same thing what she's talking about, the voice and all that. I'm enjoying everything. I'm enjoying each and every one of you all, because you all are making a commitment to what's right, and that is the biggest thing about life right now. We need more positive people to get out and speak and be educated on everything that's going on right now.
And thank you so much, Natalie, for what you're doing. I think that's very awesome.
yes,
Nick?
thank you so much, Nick. Close us
Yo,
out, my
yo,
brother. What's your question or comment? Keep it to 1 minute max.
man, I was blessed to be the band director for his brother's funeral at the Fountain of Praise Church, and I just started giving back, man, because even then they was asking me how much would I charge to come in to direct and bring in a crew in for the funeral, and I told them basically we'll donate our services to him and his family, because it was tragic, it was crazy, it was disrespectful. Um, it was one of those things that made me go, damn, I need to start voting more and putting more people in office and in our local office that look like me. So, I make a personal choice to go out and look at who are comptrollers and who's running for certain local seats and judges in our community and stuff like that. Now, because of that, to make sure that we are getting people in those seats that are fair and that will look at a person and realize a mistake in a black kid, in a mistake in a black kid, or if this is life, and give him another chance or something like that, and not define him by that. So definitely, I've been very hands-on with our public office, and I'm very sorry this happened to you and your family, and I was absolutely honored to be able to be a part of history with being the musical director for your brother's funeral. And thank you very much, man.
Okay.
I wanted to thank him too. He didn't have to do that, but I thank you so much. Oh man, I'm telling you, y'all gonna bring more tears to my eyes. My wife is just calling me a big baby, but she can call me what she want. Hey, I'm enjoying myself right now. I have people that think like I think, people who want this world to be better, man, and just want to implement different laws because we have to change the laws if we want to solve anything. Because the laws have to be changed first.
Wow.
Amen, my brother.
Felonious man,
Amen, my brother.
you've really shown us a side of you that we didn't know existed. Thank you for the opportunity to meet you and your lovely wife, and just spending this time here with us. You didn't have to do this, but you did, so we really appreciate that. And if I could, I wanted to read just something here. I don't know about you guys, but you guys getting a lot of DMs.
Oh yes, Delano.
I'm getting so many
Yep, but we
DMs.
pressed for time.
Everybody want to speak, but you know what? Hey, just look. I'm gonna tell you, just keep speaking. Just
Yes,
keep.
sir.
Anybody want to ask a question? Just go ahead. Just keep moving. Hey, I'm trying my best to answer everything that I can. And my wife, she done got kind of busy. She telling the people that I'll probably be on in about 30 minutes or 20. She
Oh,
just talking to the people.
yeah.
I'm
I
enjoying it.
do. I do want to read this from a white colleague. This was just very interesting. He says here, whites won't help unless you have an army stronger than ours,
Yeah.
or you force us through your unity to pay you back what our ancestors stole from you and continues to steal. End quote. And then he sent me this. It's a report of Bloomberg. It says here that the economic value of the 4 million slaves in 1860 was an average of $1,000 per person, or about $4 billion. That was more than all the banks, railroads, and factories in the United States of America were worth at that time. Today, that is as much as $42 trillion. This is Bloomberg. This is Bloomberg. So the question was asked because he was responding to me that we didn't answer Sarah's question about what can they do. And Dr. George couldn't make it, but I asked him to send me a few items in terms of answering that question specifically. And this is what he sent here. Reparations is a must. He talked about the $42 trillion. And he referred to, we were actually talking on the background, we were talking about the Robert Kearns case where he was an inventor and all three of the major automotive companies stole his intermittent patent, which is what windshield wipers use today. It took him from 1979 all the way to 1998 to fight all three of them. And over $10 million he spent and was rewarded $30 million. So the question is, should he kept fighting? It was a lost deal. He lost his family, everything. Should he keep fighting? It was already done. You know, let bygones be bygones. But he kept fighting until he made them pay him what was lost in damages. So the reparations is a must. Number two, pass Ironclad Voting Rights Act. Number three, have fair supplier and diversity inclusion, which will increase our ability to provide jobs for our own. Number four, go out of your way to take 1 hour a week to call your officials to push every law pertaining to police reform starting in your own town. Number five, and there's six of them, this is the second to the last, go out of your way to your job, on your job, to make sure that people of color who are putting in the work get equal and fair opportunity for pay and promotions. And number six, the last one, go out of your way to support black-owned business. The majority of these are economic in base, because what was stolen from us was our ability to self-actualize with our own sweat equity that was taken away from us, and that is simply due. My name is Delano, and I've spoken. Thank you so much, Felonious, for your time here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Delano. I always say it all the time. If you can make federal laws to protect the bird, which is the bald eagle, you can make federal laws to protect people of color. I say it tremendously, 24/7. That is what I'm thinking about, because I was watching in Galveston, which is the bay. They were showing killer whales in the water, and they also have laws to protect those killer whales. So we need laws to protect people of color. That, to me, everybody want to protect animals, but what about the people? We are here. We are walking every day. Some people have fear. They live in fear because they don't want to get pulled over because they're nervous and they're scared. Not just by police officers, just people, period, who don't have the love that we have for each other, what they should have, what they preach in the church. But if we can come together and show that we would stand up for what's right, I think that this clubhouse, I think this will be like a television show soon. Somebody's going to turn it into a television show, because I'm enjoying. I enjoyed all day speaking with you all, and I always wondered, because of my friends. They always say, "Hey man, you got to get on Clubhouse. You need to get on Clubhouse." I say, I'll just jump in and then I jump out. I jump in, I jump out. But you all are making statements today, no matter what race you all, because it's only one race, and that's the human race. But you all are making statements today, and I'm loving that, because you have so many people listening. So many people can go in and look and see who you are. And hopefully it's not a dummy page. Thank you.
Amen. And I want to take this time as well to say uh, thank you, Mr. Floyd. From the bottom of my heart, brother, I appreciate you joining this conversation. And for those of you that were in the room earlier, I'm posting this conversation on YouTube. And that being said, I'm in the process myself of trying to secure equipment to create, in essence, somewhat of a variety show of sorts slash a podcast on YouTube, because so many people do not yet have access to this app, because a lot of people don't have iPhones. And even those that do, sometimes they don't know about Clubhouse, but everybody knows about YouTube. And in saying that, all I would ask of you is, if you feel led to do so, if you have enjoyed the content of this conversation and you want to help me to continue to curate conversations like this, go to my bio. My Cash App is there. If you donate something as small as $1, $2, or $3, I don't care how big or how small. I would greatly appreciate it. All of the money would simply be used to help me purchase equipment such as a microphone and MacBook and various other things, to give you guys authentic content that allows you to see more than just the picture with the moving circle indicating the audio. There's more personal. It's more personal when you get to see me on video. And I want to also take the time to note that on that channel, I'll be promoting not only myself, but promoting this kind of information, promoting these kinds of conversations, and promoting Black businesses. At the end of the day, the only thing that our opposition understands is economic withdrawal and economic empowerment. And as a race of people, this is what we need to focus on. So again, if you want to donate something, again, it is in my link is in my Cash App link is in my bio. The same goes for the brother. The same goes for the Floyd family. If you want to donate something, if you look in Felonious's, if you look at his bio as well, um, I thank all of you for coming here today. If any of my moderators have anything that they want to add, or Mr. Floyd, if you have anything that you want to add before you do leave us, I want people to know if you follow me, follow my moderators, we will be having a somewhat of a breakout room to discuss this conversation after the fact. Because we know Mr. Floyd is a busy man, and I wanted to again personally thank you, sir, from the very, very bottom of my heart and soul, for coming out here, for coming on here rather, and talking with me today. It means the world to me, my brother. I appreciate it. And my name is Dr. Julio, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you so much, Dr. Julio. And what I can leave you with is I think about it all the time. I have a friend that he always told me, he said, even a trash can get a steak sometimes. And he always like speaking positivity into a lot of different things we talk about. But one thing I can tell you is one of the things he always say is he said, man, leadership is a good fit for you, because he said he make the statement that a great leader always possesses a clear vision, and they have to be courageous, and they have to have honesty. And I'm like, I understand, but what else do they need? And he always tell me integrity is the biggest thing when it comes in this world. He said, if you don't have integrity, what do you have? And he always tell me that you have that, because he said, every time I look at you, you always doing the right thing. He said, I never catch you doing something negative. So, well, we all sin, but we all have to come back, and pray on what's going on. So my biggest thing, we need to stay prayed up. If you don't have a war room, you need to get you one. Because what's going on right now, we need to be spiritually inclined also to fight what's going on right now.
Amen. Phalonis, I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank you and your wife. You didn't have to respond to me. You didn't have to keep in contact with me, but you did. And I know I probably got on your nerves, so I'm sorry. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I think this conversation truly edified our audience. We needed to know more about George. We needed to know more about you and your family. We needed to know more about what we could do to help as a community. So, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I'm going to stay in contact with you guys now. You're forever my brother and sister. And we love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you guys as well.
And y'all, please, Mr. Floyd and Mrs. Floyd, any room I have, I swear to God, come on in there, please.
Wait.
Well, not any of them. Not any of them.
Not
That's a
any
lie.
of
That's
them.
a lie.
No, not
No, no, no. You don't want to do that.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Felonious. Let me give you a disclaimer here in this clubhouse. Wow, this room has been great today. Even Dr. Julio, you got to watch some of these other rooms that sometimes get started because they do like to go left. So you may just have to go in and go right back out, and we'll understand.
I, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to put something together, but I have to get with Dr. Watson, Dr. Julio. Uh, I'll let you all know what's coming next, and we can do something else. I just need the time, because I'm gonna make sure I implement enough time this time to be able to do it, because there's a lot going on right now in the world. Always wanting to speak and get an understanding of who George was. It's not just here. You got to go all across. I even have China, like Japanese, Spain, Colombia. Everybody wants an interview. So I think that because everybody has interest or what's going on, the same thing is happening over there.
is happening here, and they know the same thing that's happening over here is happening there. So we all stand in the solidarity, and we all need to help each other because my heart is huge. Everybody can have a piece of it.
Amen, my brother. Well, if there's nothing else, Delana, you got something else before we close it down?
No, man, we're just so appreciative of this time, man. We love you and we're in support of you. And we're here, man. We're here as foot soldiers, right? Ready to move when you say to move. We're here.
Exactly.
Thank you
Amen.
so much.
And
Thank
definitely
you all
cover
so
your
much.
family in prayer.
Okay.
Definitely keep them.
That was Dr. Watson, right? Who did all the work? Because I think you had responded. You had called. I was trying to figure out how to get. I need you to do that. Like when we're done with this conversation, I need you to do it again. And
Yes, sir.
I
Will do.
need to speak with you.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you all so much.
Thank you.
And Mr. Floyd, I also followed you on Instagram as well, my brother.
Thank you all. Has everybody followed?
Yes, please
Yes.
follow
Yes, we
everybody.
have. I
Y'all
followed you.
follow Filoni.
Yeah,
Yes,
Please
I
we
follow
got
follow
you
you.
here and on
Uh,
Instagram as
I'm
well.
I'm
We
different
following you on
from
the app and in
everybody else.
life.
I'm saying I'm different from everybody else. I'm gonna follow back. I'm gonna follow back anybody because I have to. Because, hey, like I said once before, we're stronger in numbers. Power is the key. If you don't have power, you don't have anything, and that's basically what wins everything is power.
Yes,
So
sir.
the
Brother.
more of us out in the world marching and telling people, hey, we want this, we want that, I guarantee they have to listen because the video showed enough right then and there,
Yes.
enough to show that this world is it's not right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
And
hey, brother. Hey,
yes.
brother. I know you said that you're gonna follow back, but that's probably until you start getting pinged from everybody and their mama, and
Yeah.
and then and then
And
you're
then
gonna
Tell him,
be
follow
like,
you,
Delano.
Filoni.
Maybe I need to unfollow some of these. You're being invited to everything. You saw what happened when you was in the room where you got those little green screens drop down. Yeah,
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 I
that's
didn't
what.
know. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Gotta be
yeah,
careful because when you somebody that got even an ounce of whether it's social media clout or authentic clout, brother, I tell you, it's very it's a very unique situation you put yourself in on this app because everybody want to hear what you got to say.
I'm gonna
Um,
let them know. I'm gonna let them know.
oh yeah. So what I will say though is I want to close us out because we talked about power, right? We
Okay.
spoke on power, and Dr. Martin Luther King gave a quote, as y'all know, um, on um, on power in and of itself. He spoke. He spoke about the nature. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to deal with a neighbor.
right. So see, I can't even talk like Julio could talk.
Yeah. So I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to deal with a 4-year-old niece of mine. Um, one of the things that he spoke on was the fact that in one of in his speech, where do we go from here? He said what happened was that some of our philosophers got off base, and one of the things, philosopher Nietzsche, who was a philosopher of the will to power, to reject the Christian idea of love in the name of self-preservation, led to Christian theologians um, to reject the idea of power as it relates to love. And I'm just going to leave us with this. Power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. And if God is love, and if God is for us, then who can be against us? Jesus said, where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them. And I don't know about you, but I can feel his presence in this room tonight. And so as I close this room down, I just want to say again, thank you, Mr. Floyd, and may God bless you. May God bless the Floyd family. And if you have any last words for us, my brother, we are all ears.
Well, I just want to let you all know that I thank y'all so much, and I just love that we had this opportunity to help people reach their goals and understanding of what's going on because you all are all great leaders. It's I'm learning to be a leader. You all are leaders, and for you all to have the vision that you all have, I don't care if it's whatever race you are right now, the leader, being a leader, is in you. You all are putting together plans, strategic plans right now just to achieve those goals. And without you all, I have nothing. The video was fine, but look at Eric Garner. They had a video. But when people got out and marched, the police officers who were at home sleeping in their bed, they went and got them and put them inside of cuffs because of you all. I can cry, I can speak out, but once again, we're stronger in numbers. Until we get that, we'll always be below. But once everybody get the understanding that we all have to fight and we have to keep fighting, the words of Reverend Al Sharpton is we gotta keep fighting. That's what he always say. We have to keep fighting. And I stand with him and I stand with you all too. And if we want to make America great, we have to do it. We have to show what makes America great. Thank you.
Yes, sir. As it is, uh, as my brother said, anybody can be great because anybody can serve, and he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. And we've got to serve our brothers and sisters before we can serve ourselves. And so, with that, again, please, if you can, and if you're able and you're willing, I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Um, Donate to us on my page to help me buy this equipment to get this message out and to keep it out and have it promoted, because these are conversations that I will continue to have. These perspective altering conversations, as well as reach out to Mr. Felonius. If I'm gonna give everyone 10 seconds to follow, not only my moderators but him specifically, as well as myself, and then I'll close us down. So I want everyone to know, God bless you all. I will immediately open the breakout room after this is done. And I just want to have y'all know that, I appreciate everybody attending this room. I really do. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the room down and open a brand new one. Okay. Mr. Floyd, God bless you, my brother.
So, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody. I'll reach out to you in a moment, Colonis.
All right.
Yes, yes, ma'am.